Hello, my name is Narges Armanet. I'm a Senior Global Medical Advisor, and my activities are dedicated to bioMérieux's industrial applications. So one of my missions is to gather medical information, for example, for contaminations or bugs that are of interest for industrial application. So Listeria is a bacteria that can be found in moist environments, for example, in the soil and also in the water. This bacteria can contaminate food, and it can survive and grow under refrigeration and other food preservation measures. So when we eat food contaminated with Listeria, we may develop a disease that is called listeriosis. Foodborne listeriosis is a relatively rare disease with up to 10 cases per 1 million people per year, and it's really depending on the countries and the regions of the world. So for example, in Europe, notification rate was 0.5 per 100,000 population, with more than 2,000 confirmed cases per year. In the USA, an estimated 1,600 people get listeriosis each year, and there are approximately 200 fatalities. So although the number of notified cases of listeriosis is relatively small, the high rate of death associated with this infection makes it a significant public health concern. Many listeriosis cases are classified as sporadic, but we need to know also that foodborne outbreaks are frequently observed. So there are two cases. First case concerns healthy individuals. So healthy individuals may present with mild gastrointestinal symptoms such as nausea, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. However, for some individuals at risk, the infection is more severe because it can enter the bloodstream and become invasive. Risk population includes, for example, people over 60 and 65 years old, pregnant women, immunocompromised patients, and under immunocompromised patients, we can have oncology patients and more frequently hemato-oncology patients, HIV patients, patients under organ transplantation process, for example, or other chronic diseases like renal, liver, or heart failure and inflammatory diseases. So as you can see, this group of immunocompromised patients includes a lot of different subpopulations, presenting widespread health conditions with high prevalence. The medical challenge remains in the fact that in this risk group, listeriosis has a 20 to 30% mortality rate, which is very high. To summarize, invasive listeriosis can be categorized into three main clinical forms. The first form is pregnancy-associated and neonatal listeriosis that can lead to miscarriages and stillbirth. Second form is bacteriemia and septicemic listeriosis that can lead to sepsis, for example. Third form is central nervous system infection, such as meningitis or meningoencephalitis. Yes, we can treat listeriosis. So treatment is usually based on antibiotics like amoxicillin and ampicillin. And invasive listeriosis sometimes require intravenous administration, and for life-threatening infections such as meningitis, additional antibiotics may be added. All those treatments have several side effects. For example, kidney injury, hearing impairment, nausea and abdominal pain can be mentioned. And also we need to know that antimicrobial resistance has also been reported for listeriosis. Prevention is very important and impactful. Risk populations should avoid processed ready-to-eat food, for example, like unpasteurized products, soft cheese and smoked meats and seafood. But for sure, the most efficient preventive action is to limit the presence of the bacteria in the food industry. And for that, we need diagnostic solutions that can identify sources of contamination. And also, international surveillance system is key, as well as sharing strains genetic data. In conclusion, listeriosis is a public health issue, and this disease has been increasing the past 2 years. It remains one of the top 3 causes of foodborne disease, leading to hospital admissions in North America and in Europe. So listeriosis is a real public health issue.